The summer was golden and endless, and Augustine lived for its reckless abandon. She never meant to fall for James, but the way he laughed, the way he leaned in close when no one was looking, it pulled her in like a tide. Their secret began simply. "Meet me behind the mall," James whispered one night, a grin daring her to say yes. From then on, it was stolen kisses in the parking lot, sand clinging to their skin after afternoons at the beach, the dizzy thrill of being chosen, even if only in fragments. To her, every moment was electric. She let him touch her like she was his, though she knew in her chest that when September came, so would the end. James belonged to someone else. She was the secret, the summer fling, the what if he'd never admit. Still, she clung to every whispered promise, even the ones he'd never keep, back when we were still changing for the better. She told herself, maybe if she believed hard enough, he would stay. But when the nights grew shorter, so did his time with her. Augustine was left on the shoreline, watching his car disappear into the dark, her heart aching with the knowledge she'd never be anything more than August. Betty always thought love meant safety. She and James had been inseparable since they were kids, the kind of pair people just assumed would last forever. But forever cracked when the rumors reached her. She tried to ignore them, wrapping herself tighter in her cardigan, clinging to the warmth of what they used to be. But then came the confession, soft and broken. "I was walking home on broken cobblestones, just thinking of you when she pulled up like a figment of my worst intentions." The words cut deeper than any rumor. Augustine had been real. Their summer had been real. And Betty had been left in the dark. Still, she remembered the good things. "I knew you, dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a streetlight. I knew you, stepping on the last train, marked me like a bloodstain." James had been her first love, the boy who knew every part of her. Could that kind of knowing be erased? Or had it already been undone? Betty sat in her room, cardigan slipping from her shoulders, replaying every memory. She wanted to believe in second chances, but the ache in her chest whispered that some wounds never heal. By autumn, the weight of guilt had grown unbearable. James replayed Augustine's smile in the rearview mirror, the thrill of escape, but it was always Betty's face that haunted him at night. He stood outside her house one crisp evening, rehearsing words that would never be enough. When Betty opened the door, cardigan pulled tight around her frame, James felt smaller than he ever had. He confessed everything, every stolen moment behind the mall, every drive down the coastal roads, every mistake that had led him there. He begged her to forgive him, to let him prove that what they had was more than a summer fling. Betty listened, her face unreadable. For James, time seemed to stop. He knew it wasn't fair to ask. He knew sorry wasn't enough. But he also knew she was the only thing that ever truly felt like home. Whether Betty forgave him or not, the summer lived on in all three of them. Augustine remembered the taste of fleeting love. James carried the burden of betrayal, and Betty held the choice to heal with him, or without him. In the end, it was never just about a boy or a girl. It was about growing up, about the messiness of love, about how the things we run to and from leave marks that linger long after summer fades.